spiritual protection. You know, that thing that you should probably be doing every morning when you get up, or, when you go to meditate. That thing. That's what we're talking about today. I have 3 very simple basic methods that you can use every morning, every time you go to meditate, or just whenever you remember throughout the day. And the first one is probably one of the simplest. It's wearing religious artifacts or religious items. And whatever they are, whatever denomination you are, that's what it should be. There is a line from, I can't remember what Anita Blake book it is, but it's I'm paraphrasing. An atheist with a cross is a pitiful sight. And by that, I think, personally, I think you should choose images that are representative of you. So if you were raised into religion, say you had one parent that was Catholic or Christian and a parent that was Jewish, and both of those symbolisms resonate with you, use from both faiths. If you've converted from one religion to another, you have a really wide symbolism available to you, because it might change really from day to day, or it might be, you're going out somewhere and something specifically speaks to you, whereas, maybe around the house or in your everyday travels, you always have something that you wear, but every now and then you're like, I want to change it up, or no, this doesn't feel right today, I need something else. And that's fine. And it can really be whatever you want. You can also use protection crystals in place of religious items, or you can mix and match and do both. I do that quite often. So, for example, I have a bunch of stuff off to the side. So just to give you some examples, you can use this one. The black one is an obsidian bracelet. This one is Mukite or Mukite. I've heard both pronunciations, and I'm not sure which one is completely correct. Both of these are good protection crystals. You can use pins. So one of the most prevalent ones that I have found, I don't know how well you will be able to see this, and there goes my set, is like little guardian angel pins. Now, so, those are available, and really it doesn't matter what denomination you are, or, what practice you have. Anyone can wear a guardian angel pin. So please hold for 1 second. Oh, that's crooked. Yeah, okay, the picture's crooked, but it's fine. But realistically, back to the little guardian angel pins, everyone has a guardian angel. So, I don't think it really matters if you want to wear one. Do not wear these. Well, you can wear them under your clothes. Just be careful, because sometimes they might pinch or they might leave marks, but you should be okay. And then it can be, it could be religious items as well. So like a cross or a Star of David. This is, I wish I could remember what the name of the bean is. This was a Christmas gift one year from my mentor. But it's a Peruvian bracelet, and this is also for protection. You can wear something like malachite as well. Let me move that out of range of my shirt. Or if you feel, hold on. So if you are someone that works with animals, if you are a shaman or you do anything like that, you can wear representations of your animal guides. And they don't have to have crystals on them. They can just, be how images of the animal or symbols that you equate with the animal. If you really think you need a little extra oomph and there's something going on and you want something, I should have taken this out ahead of time, I apologize. So this is, you will find this predominantly in Catholicism, but realistically, this is something else I feel that if you feel so inclined, anyone can wear this. This is a scapula. This is, if you feel particular devotion to the Blessed Mother, then this is actually a gift from her, kind of. that you can use for protection. This specifically goes under the clothes, so if you want something that no one can see, this is also great. I do eventually want to do a video on this. That's down the line though. And then I also have here something for our pagan brethren. So this is actually, hopefully this will show up. This is called the Broom of Elders. So this is 3 brooms in the pentacle with, I believe it's blackberry brambles and an elder branch. So it's an elder leaf in the middle, and I believe blackberry vines that go around it for protection. So that, it could really be whatever you want. Now, if you're not really a religious person, you could use crystals, or if you have jewelry that was given to you by a dead relative, either as a gift or something that was theirs that was left to you, you can also use that, because the dead are also our guides and protectors, and they also watch over us. So it can be something from a dead relative. So there really is kind of a wide range of things. If you want, you can wear Thor's hammer, Star of David. You can wear symbols for the chakras. You could wear, really it is entirely up to you, whatever you are called to wear. And that's only one option. Now, I know like in Roman Catholicism, certain things need to be blessed. So like your religious medals, your crosses. I don't know if it's like that across a lot of religions. So ideally, yes, if you're giving someone a gift, if you can get it blessed ahead of time, like if it's a communion gift or a confirmation gift or something for a baptism, or just a general, like maybe a graduation gift. If someone's joining the military and you want to give them a St. Christopher or St. Michael the Archangel medal, if you can try and get that blessed. I don't think that has to be. I don't think so. It adds like that extra layer of protection and faith. That's really up to you. It also can kind of be a problem because you have to find the priest or Monsignor or Rabbi or Imam, whatever your tradition is. You have to find them to bless it, and then I think every religious institution might be a little bit different. Maybe they'll do it on the fly for you if you can catch them. Maybe they need like a whole bunch of people. I don't really know how that works. I was given a rosary bead, or a set of rosary beads from St. Patrick's from Ireland. I haven't gotten them blessed yet, and I've had them in a nightstand drawer for the last year or so. I'm not sure how to go about approaching our priest to have it done. So that can be a thing too, is just finding the time and the availability to be like, can you please just bless this little thing? So that's another thing. It's just time. It's just finding time and availability so that everyone's schedule is synced up. So that's understandable. Something like a rosary bead, they should be blessed, but crosses, medals, I'm going to leave that up to you. If it's something you want to wear now for whatever reason that you feel like you need it, put it on, and then whenever you can, flag down whoever and be like, hey, can you just bless this for me? Another thing you can do is, I have done this with drum circles or shamanic gatherings and classes I have gone to, is you can have things kind of cleansed and energized, crystals, jewelry, stuffed animals, car keys, really whatever you want. Put them in the circle and they will be energized and cleansed and protected as well from that. So if you go to any rituals, whatever pagan, shaman, spiritual thing that you do, you can also do that as well. You can bring your stuff with you to be energized and cleansed. Okay, so now these next two will kind of blend together depending on how you choose to do them. And the second one is just saying prayers. So if it's simply the guardian angel prayer, of which I think there are at least 3 iterations that I've seen, if not more, St. Michael the Archangel. It can be something you make up on the fly, just a simple petition like, please watch over me today. I need help. It could just be, I need help. That's it. Like, I just need all the help I can get. That's fine. It could, that literally, it's that simple. And it can be spirit guides, ancestors, animal guides, angel guides, whoever, whoever you are petitioning for help, gods, goddesses, saints, angels, the Blessed Mother, Jesus, Moses, whoever you're reaching out to. It's just that simple. You can use a more formal prayer. That's fine. That nothing against that either. Now, this next method is called, it's another form of setting protection, or it's also known as shielding. Thought I heard something move. Okay. So what some people do is when they meditate or when they start their day, they will shield themselves. Now, how you get there, if you are saying a prayer while you're doing this, that's why I said this one and the other one will kind of might blend together for some people. If you are an intuitive or a medium and you're doing this before readings, they really might blend together as you kind of call in your protection, call in your guides, and you're kind of combining the two. It can be as long or as short as you want it to be. It can be done quickly on the fly. If you're going in to a meeting or a class or a presentation and you're just kind of taking like 30 seconds to ground, center, wrap yourself in protection, you can do that too. So now this is known as shielding. It's a more common term. It's so funny. I forgot about the term until I think I was doing the grounding and centering video and came across it again because the mentor I've been working with, she always calls it putting on your protection. Completely forgot that it was also known as shielding. So however you know it, putting on your protection, wrapping yourself in protection, shielding, they're all the same thing, all the same concept. And you can do this a couple different ways. You can wrap yourself in a ball of light, and it can be any color light. So white, gold, and silver are traditionally associated with the divine. Purple is, I believe, as well, but you also have the violet flame methods of protection, which call on purple. I feel like, I don't know why I want to say I feel like St. Michael might also be associated with the color purple, but it might just be some of the prayers and protection setups that I've seen that I think that, and that might not be the case. But purple is another color that could also be known associated with the divine or with the divine self, because purple is the color of, depending on how you learned your chakras, it's either the third eye or the crown chakra. So that could be another thing, is you're wrapping yourself in your kind of divine presence of the higher self. You can use red if you are having grounding problems, or if you need help with the I'll say grounding problems. If you need, you can use red. You can use orange, which is associated with the sacral chakra, which is a sense of self, if you need to work on your sense of self and whatnot. The green is associated with Saint Raphael, and who is the patron saint of healing. It is also associated with the heart chakra, so it's just a healing color in general. If you're doing your meditation for maybe prosperity or success or for wealth, you can also wrap yourself in green or gold or silver, which are also colors of abundance. So it will depend on what's going on. And then another thing you can do is, once you get really used to doing this and you do it often enough, whether it's every day or every time you meditate, if you're doing it before any kind of reading, tarot, medium, intuitive, whatever, Reiki, any of the other energy healing fields, you'll get to a point where you will intuitively know, oh, okay, I need this color today. Oh, maybe it's blue. Oh, okay, maybe it's, purple. Maybe it's gold. Oh, I think a couple times I've done it, I've got it in like burnished copper. And kind of a really pretty copper color, which could also be, I also kind of associate with maybe the divine. It can be, one time I got peach. I don't remember why I got peach, but I remember I got peach. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool, new color. So yeah, so it could really be any color. And as you develop a relationship between you, your guides, your higher self, or whatever, you'll just intuitively know what color you need for the day. Um, Now that's one option, is colored light. The second option is actually using the elements. So fire, water, air, and earth. And then if you follow, I think the Chinese elements, wood and metal also get tossed into that. And stone, maybe stone. That one I'm not sure of. I'm not sure if that gets lumped in with earth or not. So in that case, what you're doing is, whereas instead of wrapping yourself in a ball of light, you are either wrapping yourself in a ball of an element, so maybe a ball of fire, of water, ice, or you're kind of wrapping yourself in like a tower, like you're encircling yourself. There's the word. You're encircling yourself with this element. So a tower of stones, or a circlet of metal. And that's basically what you do. You would envision it wrapped around you, and it could be anything. It can be vines, it can be trees, it can be smoke, it could be a hurricane, it could be a tornado, it could be clouds, could be mist, water, ice, snow, fire. I'm trying to think of what other iterations. Magma. I did have a friend actually ask me about using elements. So she had mentioned specifically mercury. You could use gold, silver. I'm trying to think of what other. For some reason, uranium is coming to mind. I don't think you'd want to use that. I guess you could. I know. Oh yeah, I guess you could. I don't know. If there's a specific element that you really like, or that you're really drawn to, try it. The worst thing that can happen is that you find it works for you under certain situations and not for others. So that's really, it might be like, ooh, okay, this works really well in this situation, but not in this situation. And same deal with the elements. It might be that you find one day you need earth, so you surround yourself in an earthen wall. Maybe the next day you need something else. Maybe you need air, so you're surrounded in maybe mist or smoke, or just wind currents. Then the next day you're back to earth, but maybe it's stone as opposed to earth. So, and then maybe another day it's you need water. So it's going to be the same thing. As you do this more, as you communicate with your guides, with your higher self, you will intuitively know what you need for that day or in that moment. So say you go to work, you find out you remember you have to go for a meeting, you take 30 seconds to a minute, pop into the bathroom, reground, recenter, change what you're shielded in. You can do that too, that's fine. Word on that, if you find, so meeting scenario, you have to give a presentation in front of your class, you're going to a family reunion, and there's a few people that you always walk away from feeling drained, you just feel generally off, you don't feel like yourself, you get headaches, blah, blah, whatever it is. It's just, they're unpleasant encounters, and afterwards you still have some kind of physical residual effect from it. What you can do in those situations, or to prepare for those situations, is you can wrap yourself in mirrors. So instead of visualizing, earth or fire, you envision yourself wrapped in mirrors. And what this does is any negative energy that is sent at you is repelled back at the person. So it bounces off. That's something that you can do, and if need be, you can kind of do it on the fly. Other thing you can do, if you are caught off guard and don't have the presence of mind to reshield in mirrors or haven't thought of it, so the solar plexus, hold on. Okay, so yeah, all right, we adjusted the camera. So the solar plexus is here. It's roughly under the bust line. So now you're meeting with someone that every time, maybe they have a slightly psychic vampire-ish vent psych. Maybe you run into someone and they just drain you every time you see them. They're miserable every time you see them. So what you can do is cross your arms across your solar plexus. What this does is this keeps them from the energy center. Your solar plexus is the energy center. It's one of the energy center chakras. And what they're essentially doing is they're kind of drawing off your energy, which is why you always feel so drained afterwards. So by crossing your arms across your solar plexus, you're not doing it to be dismissive or to be, unfriendly. You're doing it as a form of protection. Because by doing this, you are cutting them off from your energy and they cannot access it. And hopefully, because they're not drawing off that energy anymore, they will eventually just wander off. And so that's something else you can do. This can be done over the phone as well, or through text message. So whenever you feel like you're encountering someone that is just draining and miserable and just you don't really want to deal with them, cross your arms over your solar plexus and see how long it takes for the conversation to end. And back we go. So I will say one thing. So you can, for the colored light shield, so if you choose to wrap yourself in light, it can be striped. There have been instances where I have seen gold and silver striped circles, or that's what I was instructed to do. You can do purple and gold, silver and purple. You can mix and match colors. That's fine. So if you feel like you need a twofold day, like you need protection and healing, and you want to go purple and green, go for it. If you know that you've been having a problem grounding, but you're also having a problem getting yourself heard, and you want to wrap yourself in red and blue, go for it. Blue is the color of the throat chakra. I will get to these down the line. So many things. So that, and if you are being told, hey, today you need this color and this color, you can have a striped ball. If I had debated on whether or not I wanted to cover this. So if you are in an exceptionally vulnerable position, or there is something going on in the house, there's something going on in your life, it's a psychic attack, there's a negative spirit, there's just something going on, and you are told, or you feel drawn to the color black, don't be freaked out, don't be scared. Black is the color of boundaries. It's also the color of protection and mystery. I also know it's a favorite of the goth community and the fetish community, but right now that's not important. not important right now. Right now, what it is, the focus is that it is the color of protection above all else. It's the color of boundaries. So if you feel need to wrap yourself in a black ball of protection, or black and white striped, or black and another color, it's okay, go with it. It may not last for long. Like, you might find during the day that you kind of check in with yourself and you're like, oh, somewhere along the line, like either my guide shifted it or I mentally shifted it to all one color or a different color. It just might be that you are feeling particularly vulnerable and you just need that color. You just need that extra barrier of protection. Another thing is, if you are going to mix and match elements in your shielding, that's fine. My advice would be to pick complementary elements, because I don't, if you want to experiment and try like contradictory ones like fire and water, or what's another big one? I'm trying to think of what would be another, like earth and fire. I feel like earth and fire don't really go, although maybe they do. But my advice would be to find complementary elements. If you want to try ones that are, opposites, you can. But I feel like picking ones that are complementary, or if you are drawn to complementary ones, it might be slightly more grounding, centering, and balancing, rather than ones that are contradictory or do not seem to bend together, like if you got fire and wood. But maybe that is, it might be that that's what you need for the day. Your fire needs the fuel from the wood, in order to burn brighter and to provide, wood under certain conditions gets harder under fire. So maybe that's what you need. You need a harder shield. But so see what you're drawn to. Maybe you are having a day of contradictions and you need those kind of, what would seem contradictory elements, but are actually, in this case, are working together. So, but that's all I have for you today. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by. If you enjoy what you're seeing, please like and subscribe and help, feel free to wander around and watch some of the other videos and shorts that have been uploaded. And until we meet again, my friends, take care. Bye. The reason why I say you should wear certain religious artifacts that resonate with you is because symbols like the cross that have been around for thousands of years have a lot of intrinsic power behind them to begin with. They have thousands of years of faith and belief behind them, and they are intrinsically powerful and protective in their own nature. Problem is, if you don't particularly like the cross or the crucifix, or you have issues with the Catholic Church or one of the many Protestant churches, if you were brought up in one, you may not feel drawn to use it. So yes, it is powerful in certain situations, but if you're not going to wear it, or it's going to hit a nerve every time you put it on or every time you look at it, then maybe don't wear it. I would say, maybe save it if there are certain situations where you feel it is warranted. You can bury it in a jewelry box or whatnot in the meantime, or maybe you'll never pick it up and put it on again. That's, your call. But personally, I feel you should wear items that you are drawn to and that resonate with you, because you're going to be more inclined to put them on. And that's kind of the goal. The goal is to wear protection. And yes, I am filming this after I broke everything down. I remembered I had it in my notes. I was looking at them and was like, oh, I really should throw that in there, because it does kind of add to the explanation and add to everything. So I just needed to throw that in as the second addendum if I use the first one that I also recorded. So, but yes, so that's why, in my personal opinion, some people may not agree with me. They may feel that, you should wear certain symbols. I don't know why they would be that, much of a stickler, but hey, everybody's got an opinion. Yeah. So wear something that resonates with you. Okay. I swear this is it.